What's going on? Today, Michigan and Michiganders passed the Michigan Proposal 18-1 to legalize marijuana. Let's talk about it. The proposal would allow individuals 21 years or older to purchase, possess, and use marijuana and marijuana-infused edibles, and grow up to 12 marijuana plants for personal consumption. Impose a 10-ounce limit for marijuana kept at a residence. Requires amount over 2.5 to be secured and locked in containers. Create a state licensing system for marijuana businesses and allow municipalities to ban or restrict them. Okay. Permit retail sales of marijuana and edible subject to a 10% tax. Okay. So they're going to tax it 10% for retail marijuana. So this is huge. This is the one thing on the ballot more than the governor and everything else that's being voted on that most people cared about the most. If you was a young person in Michigan and you got out and voted, and especially if you smoke weed or people that didn't smoke weed, they went out and voted because of this proposal on the ballot. And this is good. You have to continue for all my people 21 years and older that's going to have weed on them. You got to learn the ins and outs. I believe you have to read the law. Because it don't mean you can just go out there and carry pounds and ounces of weed on you and stuff of that nature. There's laws to this. I'm pretty sure it's something to do with firearms in there as well. So, make sure you learn this law in and out. I know in California, I talked about this on my other channel. If you're interested in my other channel, Goodfellas Sports TV, salute for everybody that's sub over there. That California LAX airport, which is marijuana is legal in California, Michigan makes the 10th state to be exact, that you now can carry small amount of marijuana through the airport, through baggage claim, on the plane with you, a small amount. You just have to know the state that you fly into, allows marijuana in their airport and their laws as well too. So it's small things like that on you. So you can't travel through the airport until Michigan clears that, like LAX did in California. And then when you fly out from Michigan, if they do allow small amount of marijuana on you in the airport, when you fly out, you got to make sure the place you're flying into allows marijuana. If not, you're going to go to jail. So you have to get familiar with these laws. Just because they passed it don't mean you can walk around and just carry a bunch of marijuana. It's laws, it's restrictions, okay? And still the place of employment still can not hire you due to if you have marijuana in your system. They still can refuse you employment. They still can fire you if you're high in a drug test. If you get into an accident, you have marijuana in their system, I don't know if they still going to be able to say, oh, you don't have a job because it's in your system. If you already have a job or if you have an accident. So these are all questions that should come up, that should be addressed. But it's up to your place of employment. Do they want to allow weed or not allow weed? That's up to your place of employment. That has nothing to do with the government and the state law. So, just because, they pass this proposal and when it goes through, make sure it's legal and it goes through and everything is good. Don't mean you can go ahead and walk into your job, walk into Amazon, walk into Kroger's, walk into Quicken Loans, and smoke a blunt and roll a backwood right in the cafeteria. You're going to be fired. So make sure you get familiar with this law so you don't have any legal issues. Make sure you got the right amount of weed on you. Make sure you have, the certain amount of weed, 2.5 ounces, secured and locked into a container. If it's over 2.5 ounces, make sure you're not growing more than 12 marijuana plants for personal consumption. Make sure you abide by the rules because now that they're making it legal, they're going to crack down even harder than when it was illegal. Because it was illegal, the police wasn't really cracking down on dudes with petty marijuana. So now if you over that limit of carrying petty marijuana, they're going to crack down on you because you got to get familiar with the law. So all my brothers and sisters out there, all my Michiganders out there, make sure Make sure you read this law thoroughly, in and out. If you don't do nothing else, if you don't pick up and read nothing else, make sure you read this proposal. When this law fully goes through, you read it in and out so you don't get locked up, because they're not going to have no pity on you. No pity. Make sure you read this law in and out. I'm doing this video to inform. Make sure if it goes through the airports, make sure you got the right amount of weed on you through the airport. Make sure if you fly into another airport or another city, make sure they allow weed to be on you. You can carry weed through the airport. If not, it's gonna be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing, and a lot of people going to court crying. So make sure you read this law. Read this, not only just the proposal, read the law. They tricky like that. If you don't open nothing else up, read no other books, newspapers, TV guide, you don't read nothing else. If you're gonna be carrying weed, smoking marijuana, if this is gonna be you, make sure you read this law in and out. If you can't read, get somebody to read and comprehend. If you can't comprehend, read it with somebody and help them comprehend and digest this word. Because I'm telling you, they're gonna crack down even harder now if you don't abide by this law. So salute to all my Michiganders. Motor City Sports Talk. Hopefully you subscribe. Hopefully you hit the bell icon. Also, if you want to make a donation to the channel, the link's in the description. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also, you can email me for questions, video collabs, business partnerships, sponsorships. I'm always an open book to answer questions. You can DM me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Salute. And it's passed. So, I'm going to link an article to the description. And salute to all the other proposals that passed today. If they did, I'm not sure. But this one passed big. So, salute to everybody that got on and voted. Appreciate it. We gone.